Morning everyone, welcome back. Monday 10th of January, Marketing Mondays. We're talking about a few trends, different trends in technology that we will be seeing in 2022, or that we hope to see in 2022. So I've gone through and I've made a bit of a list. There's obviously lots of things that are happening in the tech space all the time, but I've thought I'd pick out, just 5 that I'll go through today with you guys. Just a reminder, we've also moved, so we're across the road now from our last office. So we were at 2 Glasgow Road. We're now literally straight across the road at 5A, right above the cake shop, which is a blue building. They sell cakes, they're real good. We're above them. So to get to our office, you go to the right of their building and down an alleyway, and you'll see our sign, and you just go up the stairs, and we're there on the right. So if you want to pop in, we're open now, back to work on the 10th today, so feel free to pop in and see the new office and catch up with our team. Anyway, first thing to talk about was three-dimensional design elements. So that's where we incorporate 3D into our website. So most websites we look at, they're always a flat canvas. There's no 3D objects within them. We might use gradients to make something look beveled, but most of the time everything's flat colors and it looks, just like if you picked up a book. So 3D elements are basically where I could put into a shot, into a page, a product, for example, and make it interactive, like this random little plastic oil can I've got here. So I could, within my website, make this into a 3D object and make it so that the user can look at the product in 3D, so they can rotate it, for example, and have a look at it. So incorporating 3D objects into the website for e-commerce, like products and things, that's great. Another way you can incorporate 3D is using a canvas. So creating, for example, a cube. You could create a cube and make it sort of quite artistic and cool, and you can interact with it, and it could contain your menu, for example. So rather than having a conventional navigation bar along the top of the page, you could have a interactive cube that has different menu links on it or different FAQs, and use that as your main navigation. But the limitations of 3D have been greatly removed from the web. You used to never be able to include any sort of 3D object on a website, but now increasingly more people are putting 3D into their website. So depending on, again, what industry you're in and what you're doing, if you're selling products, that might be an option you can look at considering. Now, the second one was personalization. This has been around for a little while, but it's really starting to take off now. And that's where we personalize the user experience to the person browsing your website. So we want to personalize what they see. It could be including their name in your website. So it could be welcome James, or welcome Bob or Sarah. And further from that, additionally customizing it or personalizing it to them. So if you have a website that's a fashion website, you might ask them a series of questions, like what is your shoe size, what's your waist size, what's your dress size, and then the results are personalized to them. They're exactly getting what they expect to see. It's not like a one size fits all, whereas most websites are a one size fits all. We build the website and everyone looks at the same thing. So personalization, personalizing it for them specifically as a person, their specific individual profile. And you can use, as I say, you can use metrics and settings and questions to help gauge what data they can look at. You can use their gender or their age group even, and customize the results for that. It's just up to you, really. Another one that we've seen lately is, frankly, I never personalize it, but is the ability to click on and customize the data that a user sees. So, that a user shares. So it could be their location, cookies and things like that through privacy policies. So that's another example of personalization, personalizing what I would share with somebody. Another one is horizontal scrolling. So on a web page, we normally scroll vertically when we're on a web page. So if I go to my phone, for example, and if I look at this random Facebook article, that's scrolling vertically. But a trend that we think could be coming up is horizontal scrolling. So that's where I could basically scroll sideways. Now that would be mostly used for either artistic use. So it looks quite cool. You can build like a reveal, for example, or scrolling through a web page horizontally rather than vertically, or it can be used more practically on small devices. So you can't necessarily fit a lot onto a phone screen. Desktop screen different, but a phone screen you're relatively limited on what you can display. So I might use horizontal